Coming up today at 9 on the Fox 19 News Morning Extra, we're taking you up, and away. Hot air ballooning high over Mason and the tri-state at 9. Hot air ballooning began in 1783 by the Montgolfier brothers. They were paper manufacturers from France who would burn their scrap paper. A lot of black smoke would go in the air, and they noticed the embers seemed to ride through the air on the thick black smoke. So it got their brains turning, and thus ballooning took off. Join me now on my own hot air balloon adventure. Sunrise over the tri-state, and on the ground at the Blue Ash Airport, Mike Galati and his Bella Balloons team are about to take sail on another hot air balloon adventure. And this time, they're taking your weatherman, Frank, with them. However, the setup for this flight and most of their flights start before they even unravel the balloon.
Frank, we actually start studying the weather about 2 days in advance of the flight, checking all the wind charts. Once we determine the wind direction, we come out to our specific launch site where we think we're going to get the very best view, and we've got a perfect one today.
Then once on site, the setup of unloading the basket and laying out the balloon takes place. And that setup includes laying the balloon out and then inflating it. In fact, check out the fan. You want to talk about a breeze? This fan is blowing at about 70 miles per hour, and in a matter of minutes, we're going to be up, and away. It takes about 10 minutes to get the balloon fully inflated, and it's time to make it upright, and that takes a lot of hot air.
They put out 12 million BTU of heat on each side. We have 24 million BTU of heat output. I can demonstrate there.
There you go. That feels good. I like it.
The heat is on.
Yeah, and that heat is going to keep us flying. Once upright and tethered, we are ready to climb aboard and take off. It's all time to get in. Let's go. With a couple squeezes of the burners, we start floating away. Just how high will we get? We'll have to wait and see.
Blue Ash traffic, Bella Balloons, hot air balloon 124 Bravo Bravo, leaving a grassy field adjacent to the FBO, headed to the northeast. Blue Ash.
And the rest of our journey will continue. That was videographer Matt Lawrence and I there at Bella Balloons. Now stay tuned in our next half hour at 9:40. I will show you some breathtaking shots of the tri-state from over 1,000 feet in the air. And it was a nice sunny morning last Monday on that date. Earlier this half hour, I told you how hot air ballooning was invented in France. But did you know, here's a story for you, the Montgolfier brothers who invented it began carrying champagne on each flight, which they promptly presented to the first landowner they met. This was to prove they were human because the balloons reminded people on the ground of fire-breathing dragons back in that era. Well, we have come a long way. So join me now as we finally take flight.
Traffic, Bella Balloons, hot air balloon 124 Bravo Bravo, leaving a grassy field adjacent to the FBO, headed to the northeast. Blue Ash traffic.
What are the essential parts of the balloon itself, the tools to get us in the air?
The balloon, the whole aircraft is basically a basket, a set of burners, and then the envelope, which is the actual fabric balloon. You have to have an inflation fan, and then, of course, balloonists, whenever you see a balloon in the sky, there is always someone in the ground chasing the balloon because we can only fly one direction, meaning we won't fly back to the airport. We're going away from our origin. For the balloon, we have a full set of instruments. We have an altimeter, which is telling us how high we are above the ground. We also have an envelope temperature, which is telling us how hot. Right now it is 165, 167 degrees up in the envelope itself. Just like your car, we have GPS. Wow, we have both aircraft and ground GPS because I need to know where the airports and the airspaces are, but my crew needs to understand where the balloon is.
And once we're up in the air, I got to tell you, what a breathtaking sight. We're right actually over Mason right now. You're looking out over King's Auto Mall right there, of course. You got Fields, Ertl. We could even do a little Fox 19 hot air balloon traffic. Traffic on I-71 is moving very nice just north of Pfeiffer. The bottom line is it is an experience, but how do you turn such a thing?
There are turning vents left and right. By pulling them, I'm opening up a jet of air up top, and we're rotating the balloon left and right. It changes our orientation, but does not change our general direction.
You want to talk about a view? Check out the view from Kings Island, the Windseeker, the Eiffel Tower. Looking good over Mason. I'm thinking back here, Mike.
That's it.
Thinking over here.
And we are intentionally going to come across the tops of the trees. Basket's going to hit the trees. That is normal.
Ladies and and gentlemen, we're making our final approach now for landing. Please put your tray tables in the upright position and your seatbelts securely fastened. Thank you for flying with us. Look at that.
A couple more bounces and we're done. There we go.
Whoa, hold on there. Whoa. And we finally made it safely to the ground. I want to thank Mike, his wife Mindy, and the entire team there at Bella Balloons for a very memorable experience. If it's something you want to do, you should try it here. No motion sickness. Felt great. Thanks so much.